Welcome to Disney World. This is your top 5 in 5 here in Disney World. We're going to give a real quick breakdown. This is going to be the top 5 things you need to stop doing if you want to stay motivated. Stop doing this so you can get and start and stay motivated because, man, we need this in life, right? If you think about it, some days you get up and don't feel like doing things, and it's because sometimes we're completely unaware of what we're doing that keeps us stuck this entire time. So here's step number 1. First thing is you need to stop eating trash. It sounds weird, right? You're like, well, Anthony, how does food have anything to do with me and being motivated? Well, here's the thing. When you eat crappy food, you know you ate crappy food. And guess what? You feel crappy. You are what you eat. And there's moments where you get up in the morning and you don't take into account what you're putting in your body, and then you feel lethargic, you feel tired, you feel physically incapable and unmotivated. So the first thing is stop putting trash inside your body. And that could look like anything. I mean, you could eat a little bit healthier, drink a little bit of water, stop smoking cigarettes, whatever it may be. That's the first start. You got to start with the physical aspect. So stop putting bad things in your body. Now, next thing, stop putting things into your mind. So I'm gonna tell you this, if you wanna get to the point of not feeling motivated or to actually feel motivated, stop the aspect of demotivation. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Stop looking at people on social media who are living great lives. Weird, right? Like, Anthony, what do you mean stop looking at that? That's the motivating stuff. Is it? Is it really motivating you? You watching somebody else live a life that you want to live, is that really making you feel good about yourself? I don't think so. Most of the time when I watch it, I'm like, oh, I want that. And I'm like, immediate feeling of like, oh, my chest caves in. I want that. And I realize, you know what? Let me take a look at my life. My friends, my people, things, people in my circle. I'm telling you, when you get to that moment, you start having this feeling of like, you know what, my life is pretty good. You get more motivated by being grateful for what you do have, not always seeing things you don't have. It's a big piece of it. 3, I need you to stop reading that news, man. Sounds weird. You want to be kept abreast, but you got to choose what comes into your brain in terms of the news. The news is saddening. I'm not going to lie. Like, I purposely do not watch the news. When I go to my buddy Jason's house, he likes to watch the news. I'm not a fan of it. I will feel the news on in the background, like quite literally feel it. I'm like, why do I feel funky? You know what it is? Because there's another thing about deaths and fires and people losing stuff and people getting sick and people getting hurt. It's just, man, the news is not designed for you to actually get a lot of news most of the time. To be honest, my opinion is the news is designed for you to watch it. What do? They sell ad time. They sell ad space. They put a bunch of people up there. They market things. They got to get you to watch. What makes people watch? Drama and the world burning all day long. That's why people like these, they have to watch all these crazy, what do they call them, soap operas all day long. I'm telling you, you don't need to watch the news. It's the weirdest thing. I know. Don't be putting the news in your brain. Second, third, fourth thing you need to stop doing, stop starting your day with no plan. Too many people get to be professional time wasters because you're winging it every day. You're getting the day and you don't even know what you're doing the first hour or second hour or third hour. I'm telling you, stop starting the day without a plan. And I don't care if that plan's perfect or whatever it is. You got to have some kind of plan when you get started. Don't just tell yourself today I want to get X done. Choose a time of when the workout's going to get done. Choose a time to go to the grocery store to get healthy food. Choose a time to have that work meeting take place. Choose the time. Plan it. If you start a day and you don't have a plan for it, the day will take over. I'm telling you. By that, I mean people and emails and phone calls. The next thing you know, you're halfway down the day. You're like, I got nothing done. You go to sleep and wake up the next day realizing, I got nothing done. I feel horrible. You're now more unmotivated than you probably needed to be in the first place. And the fifth one, now this one for me, I don't know if it's going to be this crazy, kind of, we'll call it, eye-opening thing for you. But what I've realized, if I get to a point of like demotivation, one thing I've really got to stop doing, stop the negative chatter in my head. Sounds like something you've heard before, but are you doing this? And I mean, seriously, you're probably thinking like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Ant. Stop that. Yes, I do. You're doing it right now. Why are you doing that right now? Seriously, think about it. There's a lot of things that go on inside of our head that if we just have more control over, if you took more time to stop and think about what you're actually telling yourself, you can get to this point of realizing that you're feeding into this negativity. You're feeding into the lack of motivation by the words you say, by whether you think you're good enough or think you're not good enough, or what's possible, what's impossible, what somebody else said about you. All these things that just start spinning and spinning and spinning. I'm telling you, you can purposely adjust that by choosing what words go into your head. You can put it on your head like a very simple script or affirmation and get it dialed in. But stop talking bad to yourself. You got to be able to pump yourself up. You have to train the rest of the world and show the rest of the world how to treat you. And if you don't treat yourself right, the rest of the world won't either. So if you want to get to the level of having more motivation, stop doing those 5 things. Start doing a whole lot more of what builds you up, makes you feel great, makes you feel loved. That's it. Take care. See you next week.